Hello, Sarah of SEK Handmade here, and today I want to share with you how to work in the front loop only and the back loop only. Let's go. What we are going to be talking about today is how you insert your hook into the V's of stitches that you have already made. When you work just a regular stitch, whether it's a single crochet, a double crochet, a half double crochet, you are inserting your hook through both of the loops of the V to make your stitch. So that is how a classic stitch works. I'm going to show you a different way to do that makes some really fun texture. As you look at the loops of your V here, there is one that is to the front or closest to you and one that is towards the back of your work or away from you. And those are called the front loop and the back loop. No matter how you turn your work, so if you're working flat and you turn your work, the loop that is closest to you is always the front loop, and the loop that is always further away is the back loop. So they don't stay steady based on the front and the back of your work. It's always that the one closest to you is the front loop and the one furthest away from you is the back loop. So let's talk about working through the front loop only, and that is hopefully how you'll see it referred to in a pattern, front loop only, which is abbreviated FLO most of the time. So I'm going to single crochet front loop only, but half double crochet, double crochet, treble crochet, any stitch that is designated as front loop only will be inserted in the same manner. The front loop doesn't change just because the stitch changes. So I'm going to insert just through my front loop of that V, and I'm going to insert from, let me get that out of there. I'm going to insert from front to back up through the center of that V. So I've only grabbed the front loop. If you are looking at that and thinking, that's the way I've always been crocheting, that is not uncommon for beginners to only snag that front loop, but it is a different kind of stitch. So make sure that when you are to be working through the front loop only, that you grab just the front loop, and when it doesn't say front loop only, to go ahead and work through both the front and the back loop so that your stitches form correctly and you get the texture that is in the design. So then you're just going to yarn over and pull up a loop and work your stitch as normal. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to insert my stitch from front to back, only in the loop that's closest to me, the front loop, yarn over, pull up my loop, and work my single crochet. I'm going to work a whole row of this so that I can show you the cool texture that it creates on the other side of the fabric. All right, so I've worked that full row of front loop only, and you can see that when I only work through the front loop, it leaves the back loop hanging out on the other side of the fabric. So I get that really cool line of yarn there that gives a really neat texture. Thank you so much for joining me today. I think you will find that working only in one loop gives you some really interesting texture and really helps expand your crochet skills. It is always my goal to help you grow confidently in your craft. If you feel like this video has done that, I would love it if you would like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos. Thank you again for joining me today, and happy crafting!